All right, and welcome back to Chapter 5 of The Littles Go to School. I hope everyone had a great weekend. It was super nice on Saturday, but a little rainy the rest of the weekend, so I hope you guys got outside for at least a little bit. Let's see. So our Chapter 4 ended with Miss Gogg suggesting to Tom that he write his science report on the Big's animals. So we have a new guest reader today. She is someone who everyone loves. She plans the best parties for us. And even though she never orders anything from Cafe Tuesday, she donates a big chunk of change every single week. Can you guys guess who she is? Here's your last hint. Jonathan goes to see her at lunch every day. Now you know. All right. Let's get into Chapter 5 of The Littles Go to School. For the next few weeks, Tom and Lucy worked on their science report on the Big's animals. Hildy the cat was no problem for them. Tom had tamed the cat a long time ago, and the children already knew a lot about her. The chickens were behind the Big's house. They lived in a fenced-off part of the yard where there was a hen house. Mostly, Tom and Lucy studied the chickens from the Big's roof. They used Mr. Big's binoculars, which they managed to borrow once in a while. They made one trip to the hen house to count the eggs and to see how the hens roosted. Henry Big's bird was a parakeet. The cage was in his room near the window. On a shelf nearby were the gerbils and their cage. Those of you who are in marine science, I bet you saw Miss Franco's parakeets in her videos. Tom and Lucy came to Henry's room every morning after he left for school. They knew how to open both cage doors. They spent some time in each cage every morning. The parakeet didn't mind having the tiny children near. The gerbils seemed to actually enjoy the visits. After a while, Tom and Lucy decided to teach one of the gerbils some tricks. They showed the animal what they wanted it to do. Lucy said, "Roll over," to Tom. He lay down on the wood chips at the bottom of the cage and rolled over. The gerbil watched Tom closely. Then Lucy said, "Sit up," and Tom sat up for her. After the demonstration, the gerbil came up to Tom and sniffed him all over. "All right, Miss Fitzgerald, it's all yours."
Here we go. "Now it's your turn," Tom said to the gerbil. "Roll over." The gerbil ran around in circles. "Sit up," Tom commanded. The gerbil sat down and scratched itself. They tried this method a number of times. Then Lucy said, "Oh, Tom, he's never going to do anything we tell him, is he?" She sat down in the wood chips and leaned against the bars of the cage. "Henry's book on gerbils says he can learn tricks," Tom said. Miss you guys and girls.
Thank you very much, Miss Fitzgerald, and loved your sidekick. "Let's not try anymore," said Lucy. "Let's finish our report. We have enough information without teaching the gerbils tricks." Then she said, "Tom, do you think Mother and Dad will force me to go to school?" "Sure they will," Tom said. "It's for your own good." "Forcing people," said Lucy, "is like kidnapping them." "One way or the other," said Tom. "You'll have to go to school." All of a sudden, the tiny children heard footsteps coming down the hall. "Tom," said Lucy. She jumped up. "Is that Henry?" "He's in school," said Tom. He ran toward the cage door. Whoever was coming stopped at the bedroom door. The knob clicked, and the door started to open. "Quick, Lucy," whispered Tom. "Under the wood chips." The children dove into a corner of the cage and dug themselves into the wood chips as far as they could go. It was Mrs. Big. She came into the bedroom and walked straight to the gerbil's cage. "You're going on a trip today, little fellows," said Mrs. Big. She picked up the cage, left the room, and went downstairs and out the door. Tom and Lucy were lying side by side in the wood chips at the bottom of the cage. "Tom," whispered Lucy, "what'll we do?" "Be quiet," whispered Tom, "and don't move." There's Tom and Lucy in the gerbil cage that Mrs. Big is carrying out the house. You see?
Cha, cha, cha.
So, Tom and Lucy are inside of the gerbil cage, and Mrs. Big is taking the gerbil cage out of the house.
Cha, cha.
So my question for you is, what do you think is going to happen next? Write it in the comments on our Google Classroom. Let me know what you think is going to happen
I
next.
know. Cha.
Maybe they'll have a dance party like Ollie is having right now.
Cha.
I'll see you guys on Wednesday
Cha.
for Chapter 6. See ya.
Shaka shaka boom. Shaka shaka boom. Shaka.